Welcome to our rolling news coverage. We will bring you the latest developments on the most pressing stories around the world. Straight ahead.
Event number 1. Large-scale destruction of Iran's ballistic missile engine production facility after the airstrike. Event number 2. Australia granted asylum to 5 members of the Iranian women's soccer team at their request. Event number 3. Pro-government protesters in Iran swear allegiance to the new supreme leader.
And now, for the details.
Satellite imagery has revealed widespread destruction at one of Iran's key facilities for producing ballistic missile engines. According to Israeli sources, nearly all buildings in the industrial complex near the Sarhad border region involved in missile engine development and production have been completely neutralized. The destruction of this facility is considered one of the most severe losses to Iran's military-industrial complex during the joint U.S. Israeli airstrikes that began on February 28th. Analysts believe the destruction of this strategic infrastructure could be a primary reason for the sharp decline in missile launches conducted by Iran in recent days. The disruption to the engine production chain has dealt a major blow to Tehran's ability to replenish its missile arsenal. The images clearly show that targets were hit with absolute precision, and several production workshops have been completely leveled. Iranian officials have so far refused to comment on this devastating failure and the emerging satellite evidence. Coordinated airstrikes and drone attacks have targeted missile launchers, entrances to underground bases, and supporting infrastructure to degrade Tehran's long-range missile attack capabilities. U.S. and Israeli forces have carried out thousands of strikes on Iranian military targets, including facilities related to its missile program. In the first 100 hours of the campaign alone, U.S. and Israeli forces reportedly struck nearly 2,000 targets and destroyed hundreds of ballistic missiles, launchers, and drones, significantly reducing Iran's immediate strike capabilities. Israeli military officials said that about half of Iran's active ballistic missile launchers have been dismantled or completely disabled during the attacks. Satellite images and military statements indicate that many missile facilities have sustained heavy damage, including launchers positioned near underground complexes. Officials involved in the campaign stated that degrading Iran's ballistic missile network is a central objective of the ongoing operations. According to recent military estimates, a large portion of Iran's missile launch capability has been neutralized in the attacks, contributing to a sharp decrease in missile and drone launches from Iranian territory. Defense analysts say that destroying launch systems and related infrastructure near operational zones, like the Sarhad region, could significantly complicate Iran's ability to coordinate missile launches, relocate launchers, or sustain consecutive attack campaigns. Therefore, targeting these systems is considered a key measure to weaken Iran's long-range strike capabilities and mitigate the threat from its ballistic missile arsenal. Australia has granted asylum to 5 members of Iran's women's soccer team who were visiting the country for a tournament when the war in Iran began, a government minister said Tuesday. The announcement came after days of urging from Iranian groups in Australia and from U.S. President Donald Trump for the Australian government to help the women, according to the Associated Press. It was not immediately clear when the remaining players would leave Australia, but a chaotic scene erupted Tuesday afternoon outside the team's hotel as people knelt or lay in front of a white bus with tinted windows believed to be carrying the other members. The identities of those on the bus and its destination could not be immediately confirmed. Similar vehicles had been used to transport the players to and from their games. Protesters, some dressed in red, white, and green or holding pre-revolutionary Iranian flags, tried to block the bus from leaving the hotel, but it was delayed for only a few minutes. Some chanted, "Save our girls," and "Please act now." The team drew widespread speculation and press coverage in Australia when the players did not sing the Iranian national anthem before their first match. Early Tuesday morning, Australian federal police officers moved 5 of the women from their Gold Coast hotel to a secure location after they made their asylum requests. There, they met with Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke, and their humanitarian visas were finalized, the minister told reporters in Brisbane hours later. The women who were granted asylum were happy for their names and photos to be released, he said. Burke added that the players wanted to make it clear they are not political activists. The Iranian team had arrived in Australia for the Asian Women's Soccer Championship last month, before the war in Iran began on February 28th. The team was eliminated from the tournament over the weekend and faced the prospect of returning to a country under bombardment. Government supporters held rallies across Iran on Monday to pledge loyalty to the new supreme leader. Mojtaba Khamenei, son of Iran's late supreme leader, was announced as the successor on Monday, as Tehran expanded its attacks across the Middle East, targeting key oil and water facilities, according to the Associated Press. With Iran's theocratic government under intense attack from the U.S. and Israel, the Assembly of Experts chose a low-profile, 56-year-old cleric with close ties to the Revolutionary Guard as the next supreme leader. The Guard has repeatedly fired missiles and drones at Israel since Khamenei's father, Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed on February 28th in the opening strikes of the war. The war has shaken energy markets, pushing oil prices above $100 a barrel, and leading to a tightening of natural gas supplies after Qatar halted production. The younger Khamenei, who has not been seen in public since the war began, had long been considered a potential candidate.